This is a quick demo of how to conduct a daily submission offline report in Partner Connect. So we start on the monthly report list assigned for this particular user. In June 2024, we see they have 6 locations and activities. In this case, we're going to select prevention of stuntment. We're going to open this monthly report, and opening this monthly report, we are directly put into the daily submissions tab, which has all the list of daily submissions. And we also have the incoming offline tab and the monthly report that brings together all the data brought in from these ones. So to do an offline report, we need to scroll down and press the link to offline mobile friendly version. It's important that when you open this link is unique to this particular report, meaning this location, this month, and that particular activity on Stuntment. Okay, so I open this link, and the first thing we will see is a report that has the information of the monthly report, the report ID, the location, the month, and the activity. The rest that follows is very similar to the normal daily report on the online version. We select the dates, let's say from the 9th to the 10th. Let's say this is an FDP test 2. And by pressing the crosshairs here, we activate the GPS coordinates, or we can move them manually. We have verification of the user that's sending the report. We press next, and we are sent to the participants tables. In this case, in the offline version, I need to select what group of beneficiary this is. If you're working with general food distributions, it is always all. In this case, we're working with children and pregnant women. So we select children first. We enter the values for children. And we enter a new beneficiary group. We select the other group. In this case, is pregnant, breastfeeding women and girls. And we go to here the number of 17 and 12, 17 years old, and 18 to 15-year-old females. We can put a mistake, for example, one male, and being the offline version, this is not corrected. Only once it is sent to the to the online version, you'll see that this mistake is flagged and it asks to be corrected. Press next, and we'll send to the commodity table. Here we can select from the list. We can drop down or type in. So wheat in this case, we select wheat flour fortified. Oops, wrong one. Wheat flour fortified, and we can type in the batch number. Again, being offline, we cannot verify through the system online that this is the correct batch number. But when we send it in the online version, we'll see there's a step to verify these errors and fix them. We say we received 2 tons on this batch number, and we actually distributed only 0.5 tons. Don't mind the 0 in front. If there's no dot in the middle, it's not a problem. And if we want to add another commodity or the same commodity, let's say wheat, and we can write a different batch number, and we can write that we received 4 tons and distributed only 1. We can remove any commodity at any time or keep adding. In this case, I'll submit the report. And now, since it's online, I'm online, it's successfully submitted. If not, it would stay here as a number. It will stay as a number 1. If you have multiple reports, like 3 or 4, this part will say 3 and 4. And if, for example, I want to submit a report again, I press refresh, discard or load records, doesn't matter. And you will be able to save this as a draft for a different report. Next. We select only children in this case and only females. And a new batch. Okay. Oops, I made a mistake here. There we go. 2 tons and distributed 2 tons. And now we can save it as a draft. If I save it as a draft, I can name it. For example, let's say Nyagurusu June statement. I save it. And now you can see it goes as a save report. I can access that report at any time. I can edit it or I can upload it. So if I edit it, I can go through all the steps again, change any information that I liked or I wish, and I can submit. It's quite important to remember that if I want to have an offline version available, even if I don't have a connection, I have to bookmark that particular report. If I bookmark it, it's important to give it a name that makes a reference to the activity, the location, and the month you're reporting. Why? Because if you are reporting for the next month, let's say July, this link will be different and you have to retrieve it from Partner Connect. So once a month, you need to change those links. So once it has been bookmarked, I can directly type in the browser offline or the name you gave it, and it'll open that report even if there's no connection at the moment of opening. But it is important to highlight that I need to open the correct report because that particular report, that particular link, makes a reference and sends data only to this reference report. In this case, June statement Negro. Okay, so if we go to the offline submissions, let me press refresh. You see if any of the entries we sent before has already been arriving. There's a delay of more or less 10 minutes. And you can see here that we have an entry. We have to press convert to send it as a daily submission. And in this step, we will be able to check any errors and the system will flag to us if there's any errors, right? Let's say in this case, there's a wrong commodity. This commodity does not exist. And this batch number also is not recognized. So I can fix that by typing here and I press beans, for example, and I can see that these are the kind of beans that we have. And these are the right batches, and I can update that commodity. We can also change the values or add another commodity. If we press convert, now this leaves the incoming offline version and it goes into the list of the daily reports. And now it behaves as a normal daily report, which I can delete, edit, or view at any time if I want. So let's review the one we just entered. I think it was this one. Press convert. And we can see here, as I mentioned before, I made an error and I made a male breastfeeding woman, which is not possible, right? This tells me it has to be 0. So I can fix that. The system will flag it to me. And once it's fixed, then the only things pending to fix are the batch numbers that I invented here. And we can go for wheat and find the correct batch numbers. And convert. Now again, it goes into a daily submission, and that's it. Very important to remember though, the link for that particular report will change depending on the activity, the location, and the month.